So, famous director has purchased collector's edition of Lord of the Rings trilogy on Blu-ray. What are your thoughts?
It's awesome. One of my favorite film series trilogies of all time.
And who directed this
on
movie?
Blu-ray. Huh?
Who directed this movie or this series of movies?
Peter Jackson.
Anything notable to say about Peter Jackson?
That guy is probably the hardest working, one of the hardest working people in the business at all. It's insane how much work he puts into his movies.
Now, in terms of music, I have heard that the same people that composed music for Lord of the Rings also composed music for God of War, or the other way around. Is this true?
No.
It's not true.
Not true.
Not true. And what information do you have to say about that proves it's not true?
The guy who made the music for Lord of the Rings is Howard Shore. And I definitely know he wasn't one of the people who wrote for God of War.
Now, in the artistic sense of, let's say the Two Towers, what was the best in that movie? Like shots that just made you, like, you were in awe of, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Probably when you see the Uruk-hai army for the first time. For those who've seen it, when Saruman basically walks onto his balcony in his tower and just sees all of them just... It's pretty incredible the first time you see it. And especially on Blu-ray. It's amazing on Blu-ray.
Now, is there anything in your mind as a director, since you kind of watch movies as a director now, is there anything that you would have done differently in the movie or anything that you would improve on?
In terms of direction, very few that I can think of now. But I have noticed a little bit of awkward edits here and there. But
such as?
I don't remember. There's some parts where it's just, you see one person doing something and then in the next shot, like immediately, he's in a completely different position, and it's very weird to see. But sometimes it's just the best shot and you have to do what you can, and there are just sacrifices to be made all the time.
Any inspiration to be taken from this movie?
Yes. He used a lot of miniatures, and now I want to use a lot of miniatures because, I mean, as nice as matte paintings and visual effects can be, it's still not the same as having something actually there, you know? It's just cool.
So define the finer points of having a miniature set, if that is what you speak of.
Wait, what?
You said something about a mini. What is that? Explain.
Like, basically full-scale things. I mean, they make them smaller. Like, they just scale things down.
Oh, kind of like the TIE Fighter from Star Wars.
Yep. And, like, it was the same as in Star Wars, yeah. They made miniature models to do all of that. I mean, the same concept.
Now, would you think that would look better in CG? Like using a CG program to make these backgrounds and buildings instead of actually like spending the time to make a set for it? Or would it be a combination of both?
They used combinations of both. I mean, you can't do everything. Yeah, the best thing is to just hybridize, if that's even a word, but combine shots, you know?
Yes.
Like, combine everyone's resources, miniatures, VFX, just all that, and all that makes the movie.
What is your favorite scene out of all three movies? And that's not like one from each movie, but I mean like your favorite scene out of the entire trilogy.
Actually, it's for those who've seen it, it's when, I believe it was Denethor, the steward of Gondor. He basically makes his son and everyone go out and try and take back Osgiliath. I'm speaking all nerd now, but... And they're all riding all in a line and all that, and horses, and basically they go and get themselves killed, all because the guy's an idiot and thinks he can just try and take back the city when there's like millions of orcs there. And one of the hobbits, he was asked to like sing him a song while he's eating, and all that put together, it made for a really nice scene, and it's one of my favorites in the films, I should say, as put it.
Alrighty. I believe that is enough for today's episode of Interview.
Oh, and one more thing.
No,
The
I
way
said it's
that
enough.
they made, like, the scales, like, they used average-sized people to play hobbits and dwarves. The way that they figured everything out and did multiple tricks to basically show them as hobbits and stuff. And,
do you know any of these tricks?
yeah. One of them was green screens. They used that. Basically, they also had, when there wasn't really much movement, they had the actors just kneeling down, and they used body doubles. And one of the coolest ones was, I forget the actual name of the technique, but basically one person just stands closer to the camera than the other, but they look as if they are looking at each other. Like, one is like probably significantly further away from the camera, but they always look. That's pretty much as much as I can explain. But what they were able to figure out is how to move the camera while doing that same technique, which is really cool.
Okay then.
And that's pretty much it.
Yes, that is enough for this. That's enough.
Sorry, I got technical and nerdy.
Yeah, because we're at 7.5 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. We are done.
So
Okay, now we are
turn off the camera then.